Oh, wait, this is how we started at YouTube. Y'all are actually getting something. I don't care if we get flagged.
Thank you. What a lovely introduction. What an eccentric and confident young man. I'd like to dedicate this song to a very beautiful woman that's here today. It's Miss Sarah Marshall. There she is.
Y'all knew we were starting it off like this, man.
Blimey.
Now Shubert can definitely
Oh,
partake.
these ancient skies, I've had these
Join the
wandering
party,
eyes, but you took me by surprise when you
Ian,
let
join the
me
party.
inside you.
Yeah!
Inside
Yeah!
Inside you.
This went from 6 to midnight.
Teach me how to grow.
That's my
while
favorite
I'm
line of the
moving
day.
inside of you.
Inside of you.
Inside you. I long to be. Is it wrong to be inside you?
Yes!
Inside of you, the restless find the dream.
Wait, here we go, last line.
Inside of you, this king has found his queen.
Welcome, welcome, welcome into another episode of Run It Back. We told you we're coming back to back to back with it. Last time we did Midsommar. If you haven't watched that, be sure and go check it out. It's absolutely amazing. One of the best Run It Backs we've done. We listened to you, the viewer, gave you what you want, and now we're back again with another one you want. We gave you the second place in the poll, which we absolutely love. And this is pretty much the crew, man. This is the Run It Back crew. Myself, Mr. Adam Shubert, and Ian Hawley, baby. Ian, this is your pod too, my guy. You got one.
Baby.
I'm excited. Glad to have you. We will do some other anime episodes, but me and Chris have a lot on our plate right now. So in terms of anime movies, we'll get you some coming out. But in terms of what you can expect from Run It Back, we're going to try to get you these at every other week. That's what we're shooting for. Every other week, a new movie for you. And just a little, we'll talk a little bit more about this at the end. But I'm thinking the next one is either Rush Hour or Friday. I recently watched, let me tell you why. I recently watched Friday while I was at the beach on vacation. Why I don't have glasses, my glasses are in the ocean. But I watched Friday as because that was one of the only things on TV. And when you're at the beach or on vacation, you got to take whatever they give you. So I was watching Friday, and it's absolutely amazing. It's one of the best movies about Black people, just in terms of the Black experience. And yeah, it's supposed to be a comedy and whatnot, but John Witherspoon is absolutely amazing. He humanizes it. He, to me, is the best part of the movie and doesn't get talked about enough. But we'll talk more about that when we decide at the end, when we us three always discuss what movie we're going to do next. But we're here today reviewing the Judd Apatow comedy Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Let me introduce my guys. Let's start off with, like I said, this is not a podcast that one of us hosts and the other one co-hosts. No, this is all three of us hosting this. And let me introduce my guy, Mr. Ian Hawley. Ian, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. My Spartans are 3-0 right now in football. And, it's getting colder here in Michigan, but,
we're about to have to bring you on Bros Who we're about to have to bring you on the Bros Who Think podcast to talk about about your Sparties, man.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, we're gonna run through the Big Ten this year. Ohio State's out off the top spot.
You better worry about the Wolverines. Jim Harbaugh got something to say about that.
Are you kidding me? Those guys can't throw the football. They can't defend the ball.
McNamara?
The guy has
Let's
200 passing yards through 3 games.
Let's save it. We'll save it for this Sunday. But glad to have you here, Shubert, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. That was a good way to start off. It gets me in the nice tropical mood. I got some Abita mango, mango. Getting a little
Right on brand
tropical
here.
up in here.
That's awesome. Funny enough, when I was at the beach, I drank mango margaritas. I got mango margarita mix with my tequila, and it wasn't frozen. It was on the rock. I was hardcore with it, the classic margs, not the frozen margs like these ladies be doing. I had my margs on the rocks with a little mango mix and a lot of tequila. Shout out to El Padrino. the best tequila out there, man.
Oh,
Better
And it
than
was
Casa.
White Girl Wasted at the V.
Better than Casamigos. Oh, Ian doesn't know. Schubert, I told you this. I might as well tell this to Ian. I've been saying this on all podcasts, but I felt like Elton Brand, Ian. I could have went to jail. That's his name, Elton Brand, huh? That's his name, right, Schubert? Aldous Snow, Elton Brand.
Russell Brand.
Russell Brand. I felt like Russell Brand in this movie, Ian, because I could have went to jail because I had sex in the public pool in the middle of the day.
Oh, you disgusting animal.
I came inside of the pool and my cum was swimming all in the pool.
Forever unclean.
So the mango margarita mix did me in very
You
well.
didn't think about the kids? There's little kids got to swim in that pool. That filter doesn't do that
Ian,
much.
what does Michael Jordan say, Ian?
About what? He says
About
a lot
kids.
Of things.
About kids. What do you say about kids?
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids, Ian. That's how we was feeling. Shout out to El Padrino Tequila. If you want to sponsor us, we would love it because that tequila is absolutely amazing. But let's get into another tropical movie. We're talking Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and man, the way we do this podcast always we give our initial thoughts, background, then we do some categories. Then where we discuss today's categories are a little different. And like we said last time, we stopped doing best scene as the run through. We just give you one scene for best scene. So we're doing the scene run through where we go through the timeline of the movie and discuss different things. We got best scene of the movie. We got who won the movie, who lost the movie, sixth man of the movie. But the new category. Oh, we also have Are We Sure? But the new category that's joining the show forever now is wow. Didn't know they were in this movie, where we point out some unknown, well, not unknown, but some smaller roles for someone who ends up becoming bigger later on in life. So it's wow, didn't know they were in this movie. We also have another category that's the best Aldous Snow song of the movie, and we'll compare, is it better than Peter's songs in the movie? So we'll discuss that also on the show. But let's start off with initial thoughts, man. Love this movie. Comedy, it's absolutely incredible. Judd Apatow, I think this, in terms of his run, I believe this is the first real banger. Let me pull this up because this movie's...
You said this is
like
Judd
his first...
Apatow?
I think at the time
From
on his
2008.
run. Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, yeah, because Superbad came out first. Okay, Superbad. Okay, so this is him on the run. Like, the run has now started, and he went Superbad, and he's coming right back with Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Absolutely incredible, because when you look at it, not only, like Shubert said, it's 2007, we're starting off, but he starts even before then. He goes Anchorman, Kicking and Screaming, 40-year-old version, Talladega Nights, Knocked Up, Superbad, Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox Story, then Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And what a run he went on. He then does Drill Bit Taylor, Step Brothers, Pineapple Express, Year One, Funny People, Get 'Em to the Greek, Bridesmaids, Wanderlust, The 5-Year Engagement, This Is 40, Anchorman 2, Trainwreck, Popstar. And then The Big Sick and the Staten Island movie. So one could say that out of all of those movies, I could say Forgetting Sarah Marshall might be the second best one of the run, behind Superbad.
Talking about
Oh
all
my
those
God,
Will
get
Ferrell
outta
movies
here.
too.
Let's
Get
discuss
outta
it.
here.
Let's discuss it. How do y'all feel about this?
Talladega Nights is better than this movie.
Okay.
Step Brothers is better than this movie.
Yeah, here.
That's just the two off the top of my head that stuck
Lyndon,
out.
I'm with you, man. Like, this movie is funny. This is
I love this movie.
but this movie is not funnier than a lot of those other movies. Like, it is
All
not.
right,
like,
fair enough. Fair enough. I could be
He's got
tripping.
his nostalgia glasses on.
I
He
could
doesn't
be
have his normal
tripping. I could be
glasses.
tripping. Like I'll say Superbad for sure. I'll give y'all, out of all the Will Ferrell movies, I'll give y'all Anchorman. I'm not giving y'all Step Brothers because we reviewed that on this show. I'm not
Oh
giving
my
y'all
God,
Step Brothers.
get outta
I
here.
love Step Brothers, but I'm not giving you Step Brothers. And then Talladega Nights, I'll say is equal to this movie. I'll say, in my opinion, that's just me. I love this.
The thing about this movie is, like, I just don't think it gives you the liners that those other movies do.
But see, I think that's why I like it, because it doesn't rely on one-liners. It's kind of like Superbad. Superbad doesn't rely on its one-liners. It's just a
Yes, it
funny
does.
movie.
Get out of here. Go
Wow.
back and look up best
So you
I,
think
quotes.
I, I don't.
Superman, like
This is
Superbad
this just
has best
isn't like a
quotes, but it's not a
this
one-liner movie like
this movie
Talladega
isn't
Nights and
like
all those Adam
a
Sandler movies.
pop culture icon.
It's not.
Like there's it's not that it's not a spectacular movie, but there is nothing that like besides Russell Brand really stands out after.
See, I could argue this is the beginning of the, and we'll discuss later in the show who won this war, but this is the beginning of the Kristen Bell, Mila Kunis war, in my opinion, of who was the best comedic actress of the last like decade, and I think it's between Kristen Bell and Mila Kunis.
Well, I know who lost that one.
Yeah, Kristen Bell, but we'll talk more. Oh, you think it's Mila Kunis? See,
No,
perfect.
I'm saying yeah. No,
We'll talk
definitely.
about this. We'll definitely talk about this towards the end of the show. But what's y'all's initial thoughts on this movie? Because I'm super fond of this movie. I watched it in high school before a basketball game. I believe my sophomore year. Because what's this 2009? We just said, or what, 2007, 2008. So okay, so no, I watched this not my sophomore year. This would have been my freshman year, or no, 12. I graduated 11th grade. 10th grade, 9th grade. So this is 8. Yeah, so I watched this my 8th grade year when I was going to play freshman with the varsity team before the game. Absolutely amazing. I loved seeing this movie, hearing all the different jokes, and watching it now, the relationship shit hits different and I understand it more now. Shubert, what's your initial thoughts?
I would agree with that. As when you watch it when you get older. I mean, I didn't really watch it for the first time until maybe college.
Oh,
I
real?
wasn't
Okay.
really like I remember just like not vibing all, and like when I was rewatching it even today, I was like, I thought this was a lot longer for
2
some
hours.
reason. I don't know. I don't know, but I mean, like, it's not that I dislike the movie by any means. I just, there's never really been anything that stood out to me as like, you know, the comedy gem of my generation. So, but
That's because it
I
was
did,
meant for an older audience. It wasn't meant for like Superbad was meant for us. A lot of the other Apatow comedies are meant for older audiences. Besides like the Will Ferrells, I think the Will Ferrells and Superbad are meant for like young. When we were there growing up, the younger people. But I think movies like Funny People with Adam Sandler, which I could argue is Adam Sandler's best comedy in my opinion. I like him more than all of his other stuff. I think Adam Sandler in Apatow movie where Apatow made him take a more serious role. That was more for adults. I'd say 40-Year-Old Virgin was more
well,
for adults.
and
Knocked Up was more
also
for adults.
when it comes to a movie like this, it's the kind of the beginning of the run of that generation's male rom com. It's like
Mm-hmm.
this is essentially so.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I mean, most of
rewatching
those
it.
Apatow movies are that. It's about the man who's kind of this loser-esque guy who gets with this hot girl and that type of stuff, and about how he navigates that world.
Yeah, I would say that rewatching it this time around, I've felt a lot different about their relationships than I had in prior time.
Ooh, and I'm excited to
Yeah.
discuss it. Because last time we had Jack Rayner's bitch ass. This week we got Kristen Bell's bitch ass. So, Ian, how do you feel about this movie?
This was my first time watching this movie, so
Oh,
we kind of got a
real?
mix of different watch times and different levels of nostalgia, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel kind of the same way as Schubert. Like I feel like if I had seen this in like late middle school, early high school when it came out, I probably would have enjoyed it more. But
Ooh,
now it's kind of
interesting.
like, okay, this movie kind of got lost in like a sea of other funny movies to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just kind of like not average because that sounds negative in this context, but
It
like
does.
it doesn't like it doesn't hit you in the face like wow this is a hilarious scene or wow that was a great one liner or the premise of this movie is hilarious. It seemed kind of like lackluster to me compared to some of those other movies that you named.
Wow. See, get in the comments now and let us know who's right, who's wrong. Is this a mediocre movie? Like, I think this is one of the best Apatow movies and one of the best comedies of the 2000s, late 2000s. Like, I think I like it the most. Schubert like it the second most. Ian's like, this movie's all
It's
right.
it's kind of mid for me.
See, yeah, I can't say it's mid. I
You know,
can
and I've honestly never really gotten behind Jason Segel
see.
as like
Okay,
the lead.
now that's something we can discuss because I don't think Jason Segel is the best part of this movie. I do not.
No,
No, I think Russell Brand is the best part of this movie.
Ooh, see, I think
which
Russell
is why
Brand's
he
up
gets the
there.
sequel.
I think Russell Brand's up there, but I also think the ladies, Mila Kunis and Kristen Bell, along with Russell Brand, and then the I think the side characters make this movie great. Like Bill Hader, Paul Rudd, Liz Kakowski,
Jonah Hill.
Jack McBride, Amira Thayer, and all just the side characters along with Kristen Bell, Russell Brand, and Mila Kunis. So interesting. We have a lot to discuss when we discuss this movie, and I'm gonna be very upset at the rating that we do at the end, but it's okay. I'll get over it. So let's get into it. That's enough initial thoughts. Let's get in the background. Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a 2008 American romantic comedy film directed by Nicholas Stoller and starring Jason Segel, Kristen Bell, Mila Kunis, and Russell Brand. The film, which was written by Segel and co-produced by Judd Apatow, was released by Universal Pictures. Filming began in 2007 at Turtle Beach Resort on North Shore of Oahu Island in Hawaii. Quick side note, if I'm an actor, I would always do movies filmed in Hawaii because then you just get to chill. That's so much better than going to Vancouver and Toronto. Schubert, you know how many movies we talk about that are filmed in Canada. It's fucking freezing. Like a
Yeah,
Hawaii movie's always got to be if I'm an actor.
yeah, for sure.
Like, fuck going to Canada.
It depends on what time of year, though. Like Canada in the summer is really nice.
But
Like
Ian,
It
Hawaii's
is
always
pretty cool.
nice.
that's true. Yeah, very very temperate climate.
Like,
Never really hotter
exactly.
than like 85.
Never. And like, I bet Hawaii in the winter's awesome, but you probably can't swim.
It
But,
rains a lot.
oh, okay.
You got
Well,
like mudslides and shit.
ooh, but shout out to Hawaii. So, okay. Next up, the film was released for North America in theaters on April 18th, 2008, and in the UK a week later. The story revolves around Peter Bretter, who's a music composer for a TV show that happens to feature his girlfriend Sarah Marshall in the lead role. After a 5-year relationship, Sarah abruptly breaks up with Peter. Devastated by this event, he chooses to go on vacation in Hawaii in order to try to move forward with his life. Trouble ensues when he runs into the ex on an island and she is vacationing with her new boyfriend, composer Peter Bretters in he's basically Sarah Marshall stars in a CSI like television show called Crime Scene Investigation. Peter then gets dumped for Russell Brand, aka Aldous Snow. They are both guests at the resort. Taking pity on him, hotel concierge Rachel Jansen offers him an incredible, expensive suite free of charge in exchange for cleaning up the room. Peter begins spending time with Rachel, thus developing feelings and giving us the movie. Let's see. I have some more background. I put too much of the plot because we're going to discuss that later. Um, okay, here we go. Stoller stated that Judd Apatow was very involved in the casting process and development of the script. Regarding the nudity in the film, Stoller added that the first draft of the script called for Peter to get dressed after the breakup, but Apatow thought it would be funnier if the character stayed naked the entire time. Stoller confirmed the picture of Mila Kunis used in the film was created on a computer and is not real. The film was promoted with a teaser billboard campaign that featured the text saying, "I hate Sarah Marshall." This was all over LA, New York, and all the big cities. It was basically just a billboard that said, "I hate Sarah Marshall," thus getting popularity for the film. In its opening weekend, the film grossed $17.7 million in 2,798 theaters in the US and Canada, ranking number 2 at the box office behind The Forbidden Kingdom. It opened behind other Apatow projects such as Superbad, Knocked Up, The 40-Year Virgin, and Talladega Nights, but ahead of other films like Walk Hard, Drill Bit, and Step Brothers. But Step Brothers ended up making more money. Forgetting Sarah Marshall grossed $105 million worldwide, 63 million in North America, and 42 million in other territories. So it was very successful. It got a lot of love from the critics. No one really hated this movie. It was basically like Shubert said. It was the critics felt how Shubert felt, that it was a very good movie, but there's certain things that make it a little forgetful. But the best part, they said, was Russell Brand. That's why he gets the sequel. Get him to the Greek. Now, anything y'all got to say about that?
Yeah.
About just any of that?
Well, I looked up what the Forbidden Kingdom was. It was a movie with Jackie Chan and Jet Li.
Oh, I remember that movie. It wasn't good.
I do not remember that. I did my own little background regarding the promotion. You said the the promotional billboards ended up upsetting real. In particular, a 70-year-old New York woman who said, "I am very upset. I'm an old person. It's today's
Fuck
lingo
you.
and today's jargon, but my taste."
Fuck you, old lady Sarah Marshall. It's not about you.
All it said was "I hate Sarah Marshall," right?
Exactly. It didn't say fuck or ass or shit or anything like that. All it said was I hate
It
Sarah
said,
Marshall.
"I hate Sarah
Stop
Marshall," and
being a
some said, "You
Karen,
suck, Sarah
Sarah.
Marshall."
Stop being a Karen. You suck isn't bad.
The song by Siegel after he wanted to create, quote, "that your girlfriend's new boyfriend can sing in front of you."
He did a good job.
Mm-hmm. Anything
Sarah
else?
Marshall was originally supposed to star in a long-running sitcom, but they changed to a crime show.
Nice.
The
Okay.
role of
I
Alda
like
Snow.
that.
The role of Alda Snow was originally Hunnam, but they decided to.
What a smart move. Now, see, if Charlie Hunnam was in this movie, it'd have been like Ian said. It'd have been mid to almost ass. Like, Charlie Hunnam could not have done what Russell Brand did.
Let's see. Kristen
Anything else
Bell
you got?
learned that her show Veronica Mars was canceled the day before the character learns her show was canceled in the film, so her reactions were true.
Ah, so it was real.
Mila Kunis knocked up but didn't get it, so Judd
Yeah, I
Apatow
remember
decided
this.
to cast her in this.
Mm-hmm. Smart decision.
In the scene where her film about the killer phone, it irked Kristen Bell because that they were making fun of her 2006 horror movie Pulse, which has a similar premise.
And we'll get to that because I have thoughts on that. Is that all you got?
Yeah.
I'm glad Mila Kunis did this one instead of Knocked Up because I don't like Knocked Up, and I think this movie's a lot better than Knocked Up, and I don't like Katherine Heigl, so I'm glad it was Mila Kunis instead of Katherine Heigl in this movie. Ian, anything you want to comment on the background or anything before we get started?
Not particularly, no. I am glad they went with Russell Brand because I think he's perfect for this role.
He's absolutely perfect. Like and
Yeah,
we'll
the
get
Charlie Hunnam role was supposed to be like a more posh,
to
not
douchebag.
like more of a douchebag, less weirdo.
And I don't think that I don't think the scenes with Peter would have been genuine or work as well as they did with Russell Brand because those are some of the best scenes in my opinion when Peter and Russell are talking.
Yeah.
Just in general. So we'll get to Russell Brand because I do want to talk about Russell Brand when we discuss who won the movie. But let's get to it. First, we start off with scene run through where we go through just the timeline of the movies and talk about the different scenes before we choose best scene. First off, do I smell a cat? Do I smell a cat fight from Billy Baldwin was absolutely hilarious the way to start this movie. Like the least interesting Baldwin, but man, he pulled that off. And then the next scene I have is the Entertainment Weekly intro on Sarah and Peter Bretter. I thought was hilarious. You didn't like it? You didn't like the Entertainment Weekly intro?
I thought it was. Remember how that went originally? So when I was rewatching, I was like, "Wait, is this where he finds out that she is like having an affair or whatever?"
No.
But
I do.
I was thinking to myself, is that like live or is that a recording that he just keeps about that so that he can like remind himself that he's dating Sarah Marshall? And if
See,
that's
I
so,
thought
then
that
that's
was
pretty
live,
sad.
huh? Oh, you thought it was DVR'd.
If you know anything about entertainment, it comes on at 6:30, and it did not look like 6.
Ian, how'd you feel about the intro?
It was good. I didn't have any qualms with the Entertainment Weekly opening. I didn't think it was like outstandingly hilarious.
I just thought it was funny, and I thought it was
good
a
to set
cool way
the
to start a
tone.
movie. Like
Yeah,
very
it was
different.
like you set up the clear difference between these two people. Like she's much more of a front and center star, and he's just kind of like the background guy who's there because he's dating her.
Yep.
Like, there's no way this guy gets an Entertainment Weekly feature if he's not dating Sarah Marshall. So it's like, all right, I see where this is going.
Yeah, because he's just some random music composer. Like Entertainment Weekly only put him in there because of Sarah. And then I think it's
Now,
very.
I thought
I think it's.
I
Go
thought the
ahead.
Infant Sorrow song after
That's
that
what I was.
story was
That's the
hilarious.
next thing I was gonna
I
say. I
thought
thought
that
the
was
music
funny.
video from Aldous was great as like a contrasting to Peter Bretter. She has Sarah Marshall has a type in its musicians.
That's fair.
It's fair.
All shapes and sizes.
Yeah, it just as long as you're a musician, she rocks with it. But I think the Aldous song was solid. What song was that? Do you remember, Schubert?
It's
It
about
was like
like
the
people
trying
of
to
the
It what?
save the
world
world,
have
but
to come
also like
together.
yeah.
Oh yeah, was that Do Something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Do Something. We have to remember that because that's up for best song from Aldous Snow. Do Something. I thought it was great. All right, so the next scene I have is Sarah breaks up with Peter, and that gives us our first Are We Sure? Are we sure he should have cried in front of her when they broke up in the beginning? Like, I would not have cried in front of my like if my girl
Well, that's
dumps
a
me,
personal thing.
I'm
He held it together pretty well.
nah, dog. If my girl dumps me, get out the house, later, Sarah Marshall, and then I'll cry.
He well,
Yeah,
he turns around. He holds it together pretty well. He gives her one solid like whine and then turns back around, keeps the conversation going. If
I would
my
have talked. I would have said, "Get out of here! I'm butt ass naked. You got me in front of my dick, and you're saying you want to break up with me. What we got to talk about?"
That's true. Conversation's kind of over at that point. If you're already naked and she's still like, "Yeah, I'm gonna break up with you."
Yeah, bro. Also, how'd y'all feel about Jason Segel's dick? I thought we saw his dick too much in this
It
fucking
was like
movie.
4 or 5 times in the first like 2 minutes of this movie.
And then the
Like,
unrated version, you get like 10 more times a dick. And apparently Jason Segel tried to keep himself on soft chub so he wouldn't be embarrassed in the movie.
I was
But
wondering about that. I was
he
like,
was
is this
definitely
his real
hard.
dick? Is this a fake dick? Like, did he pull like the fake dick over the real dick move just for this movie?
No, that was his
I don't know
dick.
about you guys, but if I was like having to go out in front of a room full of people with my dick out, I don't know if I would have been anywhere close to hard.
Oh, I would have made sure my dick was hard if I'm walking out in front of people. Like you're not seeing soft chub Lynn. No, you're seeing full extendo.
2008, all these dudes that are running in this circle, they thought that shit was hilarious.
They
Like,
did.
yeah, think about it. Like Will Ferrell came out with like his dick out sometimes, and like they all thought it was hilarious to just be around.
That's
with
their
their dick out.
thing. Ian, you laughing
like
at full
Borat.
extendo? There's no way, bro. There's no way. If you're going out in front of people, do you want them to see your softness and your however small you are when you're soft? Like, no, I'm going full extendo clip so you can judge the cannon, the rocket.
Nah, see, I have a theory about this. Number one, it's hilarious if you see my like completely flaccid dick on camera a bunch of times. That's just a funny concept to me. And number two, I don't know if you watched any of the most recent Pete Davidson stand-up, but he talks about when Ariana Grande and him broke up, and she was going around telling people that he has a huge dick, and he was like, we used to joke about this in our relationship. She knows it's not true. She just has really small hands. So like that was the bit between us is like, oh, it looks huge in your hands. And so now she's just out there telling everyone I
He
have
has
a
a big
huge dick. So that way when I do sleep with a girl, she'll be disappointed for the rest of my life, and she's gonna be disappointing women. That shit is genius.
And that's why I gotta have the extendo clip out so women know what is what. And I feel
No, I'm
Jason
saying it's the
Segel.
opposite.
Oh, you
I
saying it's
go
the
out
opposite?
there. Yeah, I go out there with a flaccid cock.
So when you
and
go
people
extendo
see,
clip, they're
people see
excited.
little Ian and it's little, then yeah, then when I do go out there with the extendo clip, they're surprised and
Let
they're
us
taken aback.
men out there listening to this, let us know.
I'm
Extendo
not
clip
gonna-
on, extendo clip off if you're in public.
I'm going
And
for
people have to see
gasps.
it. Schubert, how do you feel about this? Are you with Ian or are you with me? If you're on camera.
I'd rather just not.
Way to take the
Schubert's
fun
not
out
putting
of
his
it.
dick on
Way to
camera.
take the fun out of it, Shuby.
But I do feel like it's pretty safe to say that Ian's at a 6 and Lyndon's at midnight. Maybe.
Schubert, you got to shave that mustache and grow a sense of humor instead.
Do not. We love the mustache. Gotta keep it.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
good.
Next up, we got after hated seeing Peter's cock was Peter goes out with Bill Hader post breakup, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious. I love Bill Hader. Bill Hader in this movie is great. The Bill Hader comes from Superbad being the cop to being his stepbrother Brian, which is awesome. This also leads into my first, wow, didn't know they were in the movie. June Diane Raphael as his first rebound from the club. She's also the daughter of Grace in Grace and Frankie. Shubert, she's also in June Diane Raphael. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you all the things she's in.
Everything that I've never seen.
You've seen her before, bro. You know who this is.
The only
Don't
chick I
do it.
recognized from the sex scenes was the chick from Superbad and Bones.
Hold on, you see you jumping ahead. June Diane Raphael is also in Long Shot. Like I said, Grace and Frankie. I'm trying to see something you would know her from, Shubert. The Goldberg. She's Pamela. She's also in. All right, yeah, everything that I know. Oh, she's in New Girl. She's Sadie.
Probably not the seasons I watched.
No, she's the best friend of
Yes?
Zoe Deschanel. She's her lesbian best friend, the doctor. Wow, bro, you're tripping. Well, anyway, for those out there who knows who I'm talking about, that she is the first. Wow, didn't know you were in this movie. The next scene I got is Peter, instead of going to a dick doctor, goes to his pediatrician. And his pediatrician's like, "That's a good looking dick, Peter. Stop crying and just use your dick, Peter. Also, you want a lolly?"
You barely looked at it.
I thought that was hilarious. And then after that, I got Peter going on a run of sex, experiencing all races and all types, and that's where, Shubert, we get the next. Wow, didn't know you were in this movie. Carla Gallo, aka the Gag Me Girl. She's from Superbad. She's the period girl in Superbad, and she's the Gag Me Girl in this movie.
Like, you brought a gag? Like, yeah, and a whip.
Do I want to do this? Yeah, I think I do.
I think I do now.
And then the black girl's just, yeah, I came. He's like, what the fuck? Okay, so then after that, I have
But also good for him though. Like, that's like 3 girls at least, and like that's better than most people on.
That, do we want to do my "Are we sure" of does Peter actually pull all of these women, or do we want to
That's a
save
good
that
"Are we sure?"
for later? We'll save that for the end of the movie, because I don't know if Jason Segel's this a woman puller, this sex magnet, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So after Peter goes on his run of that, we then see him in the studio editing his what's that, the CSI show? What's it called? Fucking
Crime and
oh yeah,
something.
crime
Crime scene. I don't know.
crime scene investigation or some shit like that.
Yeah,
But
that's CSI. But
oh well, go look up the name of Sarah Marshall show, Shubert.
I think it's
But,
just crime scene.
I think it's just crime scene.
Oh, it's just crime scene. Well, then the next scene I have is Peter destroys the studio screen, and the next wow, didn't know you were in this movie. The mixer is Kirk Fox.
Yeah, he's from Reservation Dogs.
He's from Reservation Dogs. Ian, you may know him from. Hold on, I'll tell you what you may know him from, Ian, because Kirk Fox is in a lot of decent stuff. He's in Bulletproof 2. He's in Pauly Shore Dead. He's in Still Waiting. He's in Patriot. I'm trying to see some.
Ian, let me list like the most obscure movies that I've ever heard, and like be like, oh yeah, you've watched these, right? And this is the first time
I haven't even seen this movie.
I'm trying to see what he could know him from. Kirk Fox is. That's why he's in the segment of wow. Didn't know you were in this movie. It's a bunch of.
I agree with that, because like I actually did have that realization moment when I watched it.
The only reason Shubert, why me and you know Kirk Fox so well is because of Reservation Dogs.
Yeah, because we're watching them right now. Yeah.
And Ian doesn't watch that shit. I'm trying to see a fucking movie Ian would know Kirk Fox from.
I have been meaning to start watching Reservation Dogs, so I'll add it to the list.
You watch Wyatt Earp?
Wyatt Earp?
Oh, he isn't a Wyatt Earp. Shubert is right.
Where are you?
Oh wait,
making these up now?
You've seen Parks and Rec? He's Joe. He's Joe in Parks and Rec.
He's one of the
Which one is
dudes.
Joe?
I think he's one of the dudes who does.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, there we go. So that's the segment. Wow, didn't they know they
Oh,
were in
yeah,
this
okay.
movie?
I know this guy.
Kirk Fox. So, but I thought that was hilarious. Peter just breaks the fucking screen like an idiot. Doesn't get paid for the day when he definitely needs that money. The next scene I have is Bill Hader goes in on Peter because he said Sarah was better than Liz. He was like, "Fuck you, I'm your stepbrother." Bill Hader just ISO'd. I just thought that shit was hilarious. The next scene I have after that is Peter goes to Hawaii and we meet Daryl, Wyoma, and Mila Kunis, Rachel Jansen. First off, have we ever met a white man named Daryl?
Yeah.
You have? Okay.
In Alabama, that's not too uncommon.
Okay. Okay. God, I thought that was a black guy's name, and I was like, Jack Breyer's a
For
Daryl?
the most
He don't
part,
look
it
like a
is.
Daryl.
I mean, you got Daryl Morey.
Oh yeah, you do have Daryl.
Although
Morey.
technically his name is William Daryl Morey. He goes by his middle name.
See, yeah, I don't know too many white guys named Daryl. Especially Jack Breyer does not look like a Daryl. He looks like a William.
Jack.
Or Jack, yeah. Or Peter. He does not look like a Daryl. What'd y'all think of Rachel Jansen off her first meeting?
I was like, wow, it's Mila Kunis.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this receptionist is really hot.
I asked because
I'm gonna keep watching
again,
this movie.
I'm gonna keep asking because I think that it gets to my are we sure that Peter's this chick magnet? Like, what the fuck? But we'll get to that later. The next scene I have is Peter finds out Sarah Marshall's in Hawaii and we meet Aldous Snow and Rachel gives Peter the room. One of the biggest are we sure she would have given him that hotel room that's for the Oprahs of the world?
I think she
I mean,
might have given him a room, but not necessarily that room.
With the
Might
way
have been
that
like, you
like
get the cupboard under the stairs.
the way that the staff is set up, I feel like they're so low key about stuff like that that they would have gotten behind it at least after that. At least like because he never really set himself up to be like someone who was like a dick or like someone that would really draw too much attention to him. So like
So
I
do you
feel
think
like
I can go to a hotel and say, "Hey, I just broke up with my girlfriend. Can I get your most expensive suite? You don't have to clean up after me. I'll clean it."
But notice he didn't ask for it,
Mm.
and it was because like they realized that he was like that because Sarah and Aldous came through, and obviously that kind of makes him VIP. Like that's one of the things I feel like maybe Ray felt like she wanted to get with him because like, hey, if Sarah wants to just get with this guy, then like
I should get with this guy.
A little bit of subconscious behavior.
that's
there.
probably how he's pulling girls. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, Sarah Marshall's my ex. He's
If
that
you're
guy
getting
that
girls off of your ex, that's sick.
he's that guy,
Bro,
Ian. That's
girl-
this hot
girl-
that gets one hot girl, and every time
The
after
floodgates are open.
it's
People
like
are
that
like
Seinfeld.
that, girls and guys. Like if
It's like that Seinfeld episode when George Costanza goes to that hidden club with that picture of the that Elaine gives him, and he's like, "Yeah, this is my ex-wife," and every woman's like, "Oh my gosh, I want to get with you." The moment he loses the picture, the club disappears and he's no longer allowed in. But yeah, that's fucking Peter. But man, is Peter stalkerish for going to Hawaii or Sarah overreacting? Also, I don't know if
It
I'm
was a
going to
little-
Hawaii because without a reservation. Like, how do you just show up to a resort and like, yeah, I'm just gonna try to buy a room. Y'all should have an opening.
Yeah, no, that was stupid. But I don't think he what I gathered is that he didn't go there to encounter Sarah Marshall.
Okay.
Like he didn't know that.
I didn't
Yeah, I
think
mean,
she-
they have.
I didn't think he did either. I was just asking.
He has the whole conversation with Bill Hader, and he's like, Sarah talked about the spot in Hawaii that sounded pretty dope. Maybe I'll just go check it out and see what's what for a few days, and then.
But that's why
fill my
Bill
head and
Hader
come
was like,
back.
you should not go to a place that Sarah Marshall had recommended you.
That's true. Although I don't think either of them were like, yeah, she's definitely gonna be there.
True. True. All right, just a little bit of technical difficulties, everybody, but we're back. We're back and we're good. So the next scene I have is Peter's on the phone with Bill Hader and is following Sarah Marshall to her room. He basically goes, "Go back to your room, Peter. Hey, go back to your fucking room, Peter. What are you doing, sucker? Listen, you piece of shit. You're an idiot. Did you enjoy that? Do you like what you saw? Do you like what you saw?" I just thought Bill Hader was fucking hilarious in that moment, man.
Yeah, Bill
Yeah.
Hader is a great background character in this movie.
Was
He's
that
so
when?
different from something like Barry or
Or super bad.
yeah, Superbad, where he's kind of more like a mellow, trying to be a nice guy character. This one,
Hmm.
he's just a total asshole.
Exactly.
I really enjoyed it.
Was this like when his wife started to pop in, or is that later?
That's later.
Yeah, they're just
we're
on
not
the
there
phone
yet.
at this
They're just on
point.
the phone. Yeah, they're not FaceTiming. So the next scene I have to that is Sarah. Oh, Sarah's getting her brains blown out by Aldous Snow because Peter goes, oh, I probably ruined her night, and she's just getting her shit rocked. He's fucking the shit out of her.
Doing back bends and shit.
Yeah, Aldous Snow. This is his go-to move, the crab, and he's like, I could never do that. Why would you put your hands on the back and just have your midsection just up there? Ian, can you do that? You're a skinny, flexible guy. Can you put your
Yeah, I
hands?
could probably pull that off. I don't know if the girl would enjoy
The
that.
crab, Shubert, can you pull off the crab?
I've been stretching.
I could before. I don't know if I can now.
Could you touch your toes, Lyndon?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, you could pull off the crab.
No, Ian, I can't go backwards. I'm sorry. I cannot pull off the crab. No, sir.
You gotta sign up for some yoga, man.
Maybe you out there, can you do the crab? Let us know in the comments. There's a lot of things we want to know in the comments. Can you pull off the crab is one of them.
Yeah, send us your crab videos.
scared to
Send
know.
us your
I
crab
know.
walk.
Fuck no, don't send it to us. I just want to know. Just say yes or no.
Hashtag crab walk.
Yeah, hashtag crab walk. The next thing I have after Sarah's getting her brains blown out. Oh, we meet Jonah Hill for the first time, and Peter goes to dinner. You're just by yourself. Do you want a magazine or something? I'll be so depressed. The best thing you have is the greatest table. Aldous Snow is right there. First off, are we sure going to a restaurant alone is depressing? I eat alone quite frequently, and I have a girlfriend. I love it. I think it's awesome. I put in headphones and I just sit there and eat my fucking food.
I think it's different now. Like 2008, people didn't have the same access.
had
I know people
iPods.
had like iPhones and iPods and shit, but it wasn't the same,
I
didn't
had
have
my
5G
iPod
in
in.
2008.
True.
Yeah, I'd have been like listening to some music,
have a movie in my phone, something.
something.
I mean, I also don't think if you're in an outdoor restaurant at Hawaii that it's that weird to be by yourself, because I mean you could like be looking at the thing, you don't know what they have going on. They could have like some kind of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
But
Exactly.
no.
Yeah, I
But
think they had a
to-
band going
but-
or something.
But to ask him, do you want a magazine? That's fucked up.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
Okay, so the next scene I have after that is we meet Chemo and oh no wait, I think I skipped something. Okay, yeah, I did skip something. Okay,
He's at
I-
the bar.
yeah. So after that, after we meet Jonah Hill and he says all that, Sarah then asks, Sarah, that bitch, asked Peter if he's following her there. Would you have stayed or would you have left if you're Peter or Sarah?
I don't know,
I
man.
would've
I thought I was thinking about that too. I probably would have left. Like, I didn't
Mm.
even, book this room for multiple nights. I'm just chilling here for free.
I'd have
You
stayed.
see-
I'd have made her leave. You leave, bitch.
I understand the reasoning behind staying and why he stayed. He's like, well, I mean, like now if I leave, I look like a bitch.
Exactly. Like he has to stay. Like, Sarah, you leave, girl. I ain't leaving. Fuck that. You go. So if you're her, would you leave? See, I think if I'm her, I'm getting a new hotel because she can afford it. She's Sarah Marshall. Like
No,
Aldous
fuck
said
that.
it,
She was there first.
bro.
Yeah, she was there first, and she's there with her boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm not changing my whole vacation for you, you sad son of a bitch.
If I'm the person who's the cheater, I'd have left. If I'm the person who's the person who got cheated on, I'm staying. That's just me. Because like if I'm the cheater, I don't have to rub this in your face. Like I already got away with this. I'm going with my man and getting out of here if I'm her. Like, but y'all are saying
enough.
y'all would have stayed if y'all are her lamos. Next scene I have is Peter starts drinking at the bar and the banana comes out and he's like to this guy next to him, he's like, not us, right?
This is definitely a middle school movie for Lyndon. Just all of the middle school humor is just getting under Lyndon's skin right now.
I love that, bro. Like, why would you tell some guy next to you, this is not us? You're trying to pull holes in this bar, and you have this banana, and you're like, oh, hey, man, this is not us. Like, I would never
No, my
admit my
man's
dick
like,
is not big.
he's like 6 pina coladas deep at that point. I don't think he's worried about anybody else.
Facts.
Do y'all want bananas in your drink? That was another Are We
No.
Sure I Had?
Like a whole banana is
A whole
weird,
banana
man.
with a lime. Like, what the fuck was that?
Like if you're doing some like garnish shit, like you cut up a slice of the banana and then do like the lime wedge or something, I suppose I could see that. But even that's still weird. Like no one uses a banana as garnish. So like why are you shoving a whole raw banana in my fucking drink? Like either blend that shit up and make it part of the drink, or don't include the banana at all. I don't need this piece of fruit. I'm not here to eat healthy. I'm here to get shit faced.
Exactly.
Not worried about my potassium intake right now.
Fucking exactly. Shubert, you drinking a banana drink?
No, I don't even know any drink that would go good with banana.
Me neither. That's what I was trying to think. Maybe like a banana flavored margarita, but even then, I think that shit would be nasty. Gross. Okay, so I'm glad we agree on banana drinks. The next thing I have is after the banana comes out, he then starts drinking with Daryl, and the bartender tells him all the fish in the world. And we begin to hear how Daryl's not good at sex. This is the start of Daryl is confused, but we'll dive into
He's a
that
virgin.
later. Yeah, because he's a virgin. Real quick, when he sings on the piano after day one, he mentions the Muppets, which I think is awesome because in real life, Jason Segel, his dream job was to actually do the Muppets, which he ended up doing. That's why he wrote the stuff with the Dracula being Muppets, because that was him low-key trying to pitch himself to do the Muppets. And he said, if I couldn't do it in the future ever, well, then at least I got a chance to write a musical for a movie I made where he messed with Muppets. So I think that's
pretty cool.
I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. So I
Gotta
just want
shoot your shot, man.
Exactly. That's why I just want to throw that out there. The next thing I have is Daryl fucks his wife, and she said she couldn't feel it, and God put our mouths up here for a reason.
Yeah, the Daryl stuff with the sex was funny. It's like if God put like our fun time down where we poop, like he wouldn't do that.
There's another line about that later in the movie that I marked down
Yeah.
that we'll get to. The next thing I got is Peter goes to get surfing lessons from Kunu, and we meet Kunu for the first time, aka Paul Rudd. Ian, I know this had to be fire for you. I know you had to think this Paul Rudd shit was hilarious.
See, I don't. I don't think Paul Rudd's that funny.
Wow!
I
You
thought
didn't
this
like
whole
Kunu?
thing. I thought it was kind of lame.
I'm booing Ian. I'm sorry. I gotta boo you.
Boo you like you must. Yeah, let me hear it. Hit me another time. Go for round 2 with the booze.
Bruh.
Paul Rudd is just kind of like that dumb, like side character guy.
He was better in this than Anchorman, in my opinion.
Oh, see, I don't know about that. You're all over the board with these Judd Apatow movie takes.
Yeah, you're all over the board. Because I mean, like, yeah, I can almost agree with Ian that this really isn't like the most funniest role ever. But I think Paul Rudd is the only reason that it's acceptable.
You don't like Kunu?
He was just like a dumb surfer guy, but he wasn't.
If it was
even
anybody
really
that
good
wasn't
dumb
Paul
surfer
Rudd, I
guy.
think it would have been a stupid role.
Yeah, oh, that's what I'm saying. Paul Rudd makes it great. Like he
makes it tolerable.
Wow.
Yeah, he makes it palatable.
Oh my gosh! Let us know in the comments if y'all agree or if y'all disagree. Because
Like, what is his best line in this movie as Kunu?
I don't. It's later. It's later in the.
Yeah,
in the
I was
movie.
gonna say there's one later that
yeah.
was decent,
I'm
but
gonna
like the
mention
rest of this movie is like I could have done without Kunu.
Oh my! No, Ian. No. Kunu cannot be cut from this movie. Kunu is super important. I'm not letting you do this. We're not.
He's a waiver wire pickup in a bye week if you're playing fantasy.
Wow.
He's gonna get you like 11
it's
points.
sad.
He's
It
gonna
is
fill
sad
in
that
for your
like
number 1 or 2.
it is sad that you get like Kunu for like majority of the movie, and then Kristen Wiig got cut out of the original cut.
Oh, who was she supposed to be? She was supposed to be another person that worked at the
Did you not watch the unrated
hotel?
version?
No, me and Ian both watched the normal version.
Oh well, in the unrated version, she has a whole scene where she's the yoga teacher.
That would have been fire. See, but
It's
people like Ian
hilarious.
wouldn't like that.
No, I don't know. I
Oh
didn't
no, it's a
watch the
hilarious
unrated
scene.
version. Just because I don't like Paul
She's
Rudd
better than
doesn't mean.
Kunu.
I mean, she just has a funnier
Moment.
sequence,
Gotcha. Okay.
but it's all
I
about like
got you.
wanting to fuck Aldous.
Y'all let me know in the comments. Is Kunu needed in this movie or is he not? Who's right? Ian or Lynn? Team Lynn. Let's go, Hodge. All right. Next up we got is after we meet Kunu and he gets surface lessons. Liz and Brian FaceTime with Peter, aka Paul Rudd and his not Paul Rudd. Bill Hader
Bill
and his
Hader.
wife. She goes, iron your shirt, go iron your shirt, make sure you do that. Or go have another dirty one night stand. Can we get on the same team, please, hubby? Can we get on the same team? Yes, wife, we get on the same team. And she's like, go enjoy yourself, Peter. Go meet other women. I love Bill Hader and his wife. They have a great relationship.
Yeah, no, I get them all mixed up with like the sequences because like I know later on is
The
the
funny
fake
one.
blowjob one.
That's the moment. So
Yeah.
the next scene after that I have is Jonah Hill. That fanboy begins to beg Aldous Snow to perform for the 4th of July, and we hear Inside of You for the first time. Great moment. Jonah Hill sings along with him. I think Jonah Hill is
6 to midnight.
it Jonah Hill's one of the most important people in this movie. I think he's one of the funnier portions. Like I said, the side characters are the people who really, really kill it. The next scene I have after this is we meet Chemo and he tells Peter to stop talking about Sarah. And I put this in here for Ian. It's like The Sopranos. It's over. Let it go.
I did like that one.
I know you did. That's why I made sure to write that line specifically.
That one was personal
you.
for me.
Exactly. Except you're not a part of the line because there were people in the early 2000s who, when it was over, they couldn't let it go. They were like, more, David Chase, more. You're from the portion of you watched it late in life, so you're getting more now with Many Saints
And then I
Newark.
immediately turned around and watched all 7 seasons again. Not ashamed to admit it.
You need to watch The Wire, you clown. But next up, we got Peter then goes help Chemo prep the pig. And Peter goes, you look like a giant baby. Great moment in the movie. Love that. Peter then asks Rachel to go out, and he goes to the beach party with her. We then meet Rachel's ex-boyfriend, and a fight breaks out. Peter was going to get his ass whooped.
So white guy of him to be like, oh, I know this guy. Like, we're cool.
Let me handle this, Rachel. I know him. We're friends because he was my waiter at a fucking restaurant. And then the guy's like, this ain't the breakfast bar, bitch. As he should have.
He brought me some extra aloha this morning. We'll be cool.
Like Shubert said, typical white guy shit. Shit's hilarious.
It's like white guy short kind of shit. Like, oh yeah, you know, he was my boy when he was serving me.
Yeah, I had this black friend. He was my waiter at Buffalo Wild Wings.
All right, I'm taking that personally now.
Wow, because I said the shirt you have on.
You son of a bitch.
I didn't even realize.
I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings in high school, you asshole. How do you think I got this jacket?
I thought you just bought merch. I thought you were a Buffalo Wild Wings fan.
No, I'm not that deep in the game. I actually really don't like Buffalo Wild Wings food that much. I just
damn,
like the jacket now.
That's a personal attack at Lynden.
Shubert, it's not my favorite anymore. Don't do that. We're not talking about beat-ups right now.
Listen, are you a stand of Buffalo Wild Wings?
I used to be.
Now you're more of a Red Lobster guy?
No, I hate both of those. You fucking asshole. I take personal shots at that too, you douche.
It's all about the cheddar biscuits for Lynden.
I feel
no
like
more
you only
potato wedges. He's graduated.
I love the cheddar bay biscuits. Don't you do that, you asshole. The next scene I got is
Sarah Marshall. That's right.
Yeah. Peter goes to the bar with Rachel and flashes back to the red carpet, and the guy goes, "Hey, Andre the Giant, out of the shot, please."
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's notable to connect with that is because like she was like, I'm not the kind of woman that you need to wait on.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was what generated the whole flashback. That's like when you go into like watching it now, you kind of see like the different bits of the relationship and why like he and Sarah were so toxic
And why they weren't
it
good
goes both
together.
ways. It goes
but
both ways, and we'll get to that later.
we'll get
But
to the Sarah flashbacks too, but I just think it was awesome seeing how much Mila Kunis cared about his song, and then you flash back to Sarah thinking about his song, and she can't even remember it. While the next day after he performs this, Mila Kunis sings him the Dracula stuff. Thought that was just great, and just shows.
and even All the Snow liked it.
Yep, and we'll get to that, and just shows how Sarah Marshall just sucks all around. So Peter then performs for the bar his Dracula songs, and not Sarah Marshall, Rachel loves it. They end up leaving. He goes in for a kiss, but she rejects him, and then he goes for a handshake, which is the worst thing to do after you get rejected for a kiss. You should have just said, "All right, later." But she regretted it, or do we think she regretted it? When she drove away, she was like, "Fuck." Was that a regret, or was that like, "Oh fuck"? Like, what type of fuck was that? Was that a regret fuck?
I think
I
she
think
was like,
so.
"I'm getting into a messy situation."
That's what I felt at first. But like now I kind of feel like Ian, so I'm confused. I don't know if she regretted it at first, or if she was just like, "Ooh, why did he do that?"
I think she was like, I probably should have, gone in for that kiss right there. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was like more of it was less of a like thinking about the overall situation and
Mm-hmm.
more of a like what she was feeling in the moment. Like, fuck, I kind of want to do that shit now.
Mm. I feel you on
Yeah.
that. Then and that's kind of what I want it to be. Hopefully it's that. So, but the next thing I have after that is he instantly sees Sarah and Aldous right after he gets rejected, which I thought was just fucking funny. Every time this dude walks around the hotel, he just sees Aldous and fucking Sarah everywhere. Is this not a big fucking resort? Like, what is this? A Holiday Inn? Like, where the fuck is he staying? To where he sees her everywhere.
It doesn't seem like that big of a hotel, does it? I mean,
It
the
doesn't.
breakfast bar
No.
is real tiny. Like, this is not like a 5-star Hawaiian resort he's at.
And why
This
is
is like
and
a
why
Well,
are
I
they?
think it's a five. I think it is a 5-star kind of resort, but it's like exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
It's a
Okay.
small. Okay,
Where,
that's a good
yeah,
point.
because
I
like it
like.
was really only honeymooners, people who were having their wedding, and celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
That's
True.
fair.
People who have money to spend there. That's a good point, Shubert. I'll accept that. Okay, so the next thing I have after that is Daryl is not good at fucking his wife, and it's driving him crazy. God wouldn't put a sewage system by a playground, and boy is his wife super freaky. She wants him to eat ass. She wants to suck his wang. She wants to do it all. That's a good wife. Daryl tripping.
I mean, he's just a nice Christian man. He just wants to live his life for Christ. And she's out here living for the devil. Just does
No,
not
she's
see.
not living for the devil. She waited till they got married, and she's like, "All right, bitch, I'm married now. Let's get it on."
I've been waiting. I don't know how old they are, but they look like
Like
they're in
30
their late
something years
20s at
old.
least. Yeah, I've been waiting a long time for this.
Wow, 30 something years not and never had sex. That's nuts. It's fucking crazy.
So those of you virgins out there, don't worry, your time will come.
Or you'll be like Steve Carell in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Either way. Quick question. If you're 40 years old and you're a virgin still, why don't you just pay for sex? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I don't feel
No,
like people
dude.
who have that like sexual, you know, I just don't think that they really know how to go about doing something like that, or like how to approach
Mm,
that encounter anyway.
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. You do not have enough life experience if you're a virgin to then just go pay for sex.
Ian, if I'm 40 years old and I'm still a virgin and all I've been doing is jacking off the Pornhub, I'm going Google escorts and figuring out how to pay and might get arrested because you might hit
That's
up a
what I'm
cop.
saying. If you're out here Googling escorts, that's a bad road to go down. That's a one-way ticket to the slam room, my friend.
In Lyndon's and the side with Lyndon's argument, like these are the kind of dudes that like pay for porn, pay for OnlyFans. Like if you're paying that much money for that shit,
Hit up the
you might as
OnlyFans
well.
girl and pay for some pussy, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you get a quick 200 and you're on your way. You're over the hump.
Exactly. Virgin over with. But okay. The next thing I have is after we find out about Daryl, Sarah's show get canceled, and Aldous asked her to go on tour. She gets mad when he told her that the tour starts and he this is the first time he's telling her. Also, did she find out that she has herpes now? When he was like, yeah, I mean, that's like me having herpes and it's not flared up, but I mean, I don't have to tell you because it's not flared. So does she have that now? Like, that was my. Are we sure?
See, I don't know about herpes, so I don't know how that works necessarily. Like, I don't know if it has to be flared up to trans. I don't
To
know how that
transfer.
works.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I'm not a doctor. Don't
I
take
thought
your
she.
medical advice
I
from
thought
me.
she just brushed it over a little too fast for me.
Yeah, if some girl was like, "Yeah, by the way, I have herpes and we've been banging for over a year now, but I haven't told you about it because it hasn't flared up." I'd be like, "All right, well, I'm packing my bags and I'm back on the next flight home immediately." I wish I could say it's been fun, but
It has
it's no
not.
longer fun for me. I'm gonna go to the nearest clinic and
And get
get a little
tested
test. Yeah,
ASAP. Yeah, man. Should
because
she
that
have
shit
been
does not go away.
okay? Are we sure? Should she have been mad at him for not telling her about the tour?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I
was he
can't.
saying? Like 41 cities in like 8 months or some
And you
shit
can
like
come be
that.
the queen of the groupies, queen of the soul suckers. Yeah, she should have been
Yeah.
mad. You don't
What did
tell
he
some
call her?
girl
Like the
the queen of the
suck.
soul
The Queen of
suckers.
Soul Suckers.
Yeah, that's what it
There
is.
was like he had like a title for it. There was something to do with sucking.
That's what
I
I'm
thought that
telling
was
you. It's
funny.
the queen. It's the queen of the soul suckers. They were the soul succubus.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you.
I'm telling you what it is, you asshole.
No, that's not it.
Now, you let us know in the comments if that's it. Lynn's right. Again, Team Lynn. Forget Ian. All right. The next thing we have is after that. Because I do agree with Shubert. This is the only time I'm gonna defend Sarah Marshall because Aldous was wrong. But after that, Jonah Hill gives Aldous Snow his demo, and Aldous throws it away. That stupid English voice, was that me? Thought that was fucking hilarious. Ian, would you have given Jonah Hill your demo in that moment? This is an Ian question because he's a musician.
Would I have given
Aldous.
you mean Aldous Snow?
Yeah, would you have given Aldous Snow your demo?
I'm giving everyone my demo. I'm going to Meyer tomorrow. I'm printing out 100 blank CDs worth of my music, and I'm handing that shit out in the streets for free.
Yeah, I would have definitely asked Aldous Snow for an interview, like 100%.
I
That's
like
what I'm
Jonah
saying.
Hill's pitch
Opportunity
to it.
knocks.
He was like, you're gonna like see me down the line and be like, man, like I wish I would have like taken the opportunity to listen to this gym. I thought he sold it well.
I did
I was
too.
like,
He did his best.
I did too.
I would have liked to have heard it.
Me too. I thought we should have. I definitely thought we should have heard what he said. So the next thing I have after that is Aldous Snow teaches Daryl how to have sex.
I thought this was a good redemption arc for Aldous Snow because he's supposed to be the bad guy for a lot of it, but like this is like him. Like,
That's something I was
doing
gonna
something
say.
good.
Like they paint him as a villain, but I don't see Aldous Snow as a villain of this movie. Like he's just a person in the movie. Like to me, the villain is Sarah Marshall. Like 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah, Aldous Snow just happens to be the guy that she's fucking.
A victim of circumstance. Exactly. So after Daryl learns how to have sex, the next scene I have is Peter tricks Liz into fake sucking Brian's dick. Hey, Liz. Oh. That's
I need you to get a little closer to the
Go
microphone.
up and can you get a little
All right,
closer?
no, back
All right,
up a little.
a little closer. A little back.
Were you wearing that necklace before?
Yeah. Great moment. Great. Fucking hilarious. So after that, I have Rachel remembers his lyrics to his song where Sarah didn't even care. Rachel asks Peter out, but then they decide to go for a hike that Peter regrets because it's a pain in the ass to climb up. And then Peter and Rachel jump off the cliff. Well, he really tries to kiss her, and then she jumps, and then he jumps and slips. I see your vagina from here, Peter. I see your woo-ha. Just jump off, push yourself off. That's my next. Are we sure? Would Peter have died right there? I'm pretty sure he would.
No.
He would not have held on. Y'all think he would have held on to those branches and shit?
I don't know, man. Once again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert of flora and fauna. I don't know how
I
strong
think those
those
branches
vines
and shit
are.
would have fell, and his ass would have hit the rocks.
Potentially.
The way that it looked like when he eventually went into the water, it didn't look like they were really rocks. I think she was BSing.
Nah, he was far enough out because she tells him like plant your feet and just push off. You'll be fine.
Could you have done that?
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know if I could have pushed off the rock. That'd been
Man,
my ass might
you
have
gotta You got to do your stretches, Lynn. No crab walking, no pushing off the
But wait,
rocks.
I wouldn't have slipped in the first place. Like my
Yeah, that's
jump would have
true.
been, I'd have dove, I'd have big time dive.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
jumping as far out as I can.
they couldn't have touched there. Like they had to swim. How far did they have to swim to get to the shore?
Probably pretty damn far.
That's
Because
what I
they were
was
just next to a
thinking.
giant like
Rock,
cliff
yeah.
face. Like, didn't look like there was a beach anywhere near there.
Just a lot of just mistakes from them for
Also,
that date.
I know Lyndon's out here schmanging in pools, but like, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to like kiss someone while like treading
Swimming,
water. It's
not
very
fun.
difficult.
Not fun.
What
You
it
can
looked like she got up on him. Like now he's doing all the work,
see
like while
at
also
least
supporting her.
at least I'm schmanging where I can stand. Schubert's ass kissing in the ocean, trying to schmang in the ocean. That shit don't work. That's not safe,
I didn't
Shuby.
say that I tried to do that. I'm just saying like at
No,
least, like,
no. There,
sex.
there was a little. Ian knows there has to be a little truth to that.
Lyndon Schmangs in the 3 feet.
5 feet.
Lyndon Schmangs in the kiddie pool.
Don't do that. I was schmanging in the 5-foot area.
The 1.5 feet.
the, the next thing I have is Peter then gets a little smooch. And then Daryl finally figured out sex and says, "You have God between your legs." And then he's in the they got Daryl in the bitch position. Daryl's legs are up like this and the girl's on top of him, just humping
They're
his
basically
ass.
scissoring. You have Christ in between your legs. I thought that was one of the funniest lines of the whole movie.
It was, man. Daryl's one of the funniest people in this movie. Oh, next, are we sure? Dakota Fanning, is she getting the Oprah room? Like, I don't think she's rich enough to get the Oprah room.
2008, she was.
At the time, yeah.
So then my question is, why couldn't Russell Brand and Sarah Marshall get the Oprah room? Russell Brand is the biggest musician out in the world at the time in this movie. Plus, you have a CSI actress. They should have been able to afford that room, shouldn't they have? Over Dakota Fanning.
Maybe
Well,
they
Russell
just didn't
Brand,
want
maybe.
it.
I don't think Sarah Marshall.
That's what I'm thinking. Do you think Russell Brand paid for the room? I don't think he did. She probably paid for it and just invited his ass.
Probably.
Sarah Marshall sucks to suck, bitch. Next thing I got is after I wrote down fucking Dakota Fanning. Oh, Pete has to move back to his room next to Sarah Marshall. Pete then tells Kunu he's ready to surf, and Sarah Marshall gets jelly of Rachel. They kind of have a little cat beef. She was like, "I saw you with Peter, my ex-boyfriend." Rachel said, "I promise it's not like that. It's not like that." But then Sarah Marshall's deaf jealous. She starts crying. "You cheated on him, bitch. Why you crying to Rachel, you hating asshole?"
For a year.
For a year. Like, she in the wrong there. She's in the wrong. You can't cry to the other woman.
Absolutely. Like maybe you have some pangs of remorse for your lost relationship if you cheat on somebody like one time and you break up. But if you cheat on somebody for like a year, that's like a conscious decision at that point that relationship's over for you.
Exactly. Like, you can't complain about that. You wanted this, Sarah Marshall. So now you got to deal with it. Sorry.
Facts.
The next thing, Peter and Aldous end up in the ocean together. Aldous was like, "Yo, I was listening to Sarah's iPod," and I was like, "Oh man, she has shit taste in music. But the best music, mate, was yours. I really like it. It was Dark and Melrose." I thought that was awesome. Again, like she said, another redeeming quality of Aldous, making you like him more. But then you find out that oh, go ahead,
yeah,
Shubert.
go ahead.
No, you can go.
I was gonna say even Peter says so. He's like, "Oh man, you know what? I really wanted to hate you, but you're pretty cool, man."
Mm-hmm. And then he
Until-
goes, basically, the Aldous is like, "Man, I got to tell you something." Well, he didn't say it like that. He was like, "I don't know how you did it for 5 years, man. I only got one in my belt." And he's like, "One?"
You got 4 on me.
Yeah. He was like, "Wait, what?" He was like, "I thought she told you, mate." And he was like, You cheated on her?" Pete, are we sure? Peter should not have been mad at Aldous. He should have been mad at Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, I don't think he was mad at Aldous. You know, he was just like, "Fuck, man, I'm gonna go in. You know, I'm gonna swim to the shore."
I'm gonna be away. I want to be
And,
He
away
was
from you
like,
right now.
"You don't fuck other people's
Yeah,
girlfriend."
that's when he said that, I was like, "Bro, that's not the situation. It's
I
you
forgot
should be
about
mad
that,
at your
yeah.
girlfriend. It's not my fault that there's the goalie there and I can score. Do a better job being a goalie."
It's a knee jerk reaction, you know. In that situation, you would be like, "Why would you do that to me, bro?"
True. True. The next thing after that is Peter ends up hitting Aldous Snow with the surfboard, and Aldous gets a coral stuck in his leg, and fucking Kunu comes over. You sound like you're from London. Ian, you didn't like that either, you asshole.
This whole scene was just awful for Paul Rudd. It was like painful to watch. It's like, man, how dumb can we make this guy?
Wow, hating on all the great Paul Rudd scenes.
See, again, if I had seen this in middle school, I probably would have thought that was hilarious.
Wow,
But
you're saying
I
the
saw
only reason
this
why I
now.
like this is because of middle school? You
I think
asshole.
your nostalgia glasses are very thick right now. You have a huge nostalgia glasses prescription that you're wearing.
Shubert,
right
you didn't
now.
like that Kunu scene with the I think you're from London?
I mean, I don't think it's like a standout line.
Hating. Let us know in the comments. Am I wrong?
I'm a 25-year-old man, Lyndon. You're going to have to do a little bit better than, oh, you sound like you're from London.
I'm 27. Even worse. The next thing I have after that is Peter confronts Sarah about cheating on him. We see the week Peter wore sweatpants for a week, and she explains why she left him. She hit him with, I tried. Don't you dare say I didn't try. You were just too stupid to notice. Shut up, bitch. You cheated.
I mean,
Yeah, that doesn't excuse you for being a bitch.
yeah, like that's
There
fair,
Schubert goes, about
but,
to give her
like,
an excuse. Here he goes.
No, I'm not
defending
giving her
Sarah
an excuse.
Marshall.
I'm not giving her an excuse because she shouldn't be a cheat. But like, if she has a qualm with Peter, that's the qualm. Like,
She should have broke up with him then. I'm not saying
She
stay
should-
with
yeah,
his dusty
100%.
ass.
100%.
Just dump him. Like, fuck that dusty fucker.
Like
You're-
if
you're too
this
hot for
movie was
Peter
about
anyway.
him getting dumped before, well, like if she wouldn't have been cheating with Alice, like if we didn't already know that,
And she
I
just
would have
dumped him.
believed like she would have dumped him because of all that. Because like even in the beginning, like he has to clean up the whole entire apartment because she's gonna be there, and I'm like, this dude's obviously a fuck up. And like part of the stuff with him being the bag boy, I'm like, dude, why are you being the bag bitch? Like. Just be like, no, dude, I'm her boyfriend. Like,
Holding the purse. Yeah, I hated that scene. I felt so bad for Peter. I was like, I would never do that. Like, I have no problem holding my girlfriend's purse, but I'm not just standing over here being the assistant while she's just taking pics, being all sexy for the camera, and people are like, hey, Andre the Giant, you extra, get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, I'd at least have a
Yeah.
conversation about it. Like, look, I did that shit tonight, but I'm not doing that shit again in the future.
Like, I don't mind
Right.
holding your purse, but like, I want to walk by you. I don't want to look like I'm just your assistant.
it was that scene where I realized that like both sides of this relationship are toxic and they just cannot be with each other.
Yep. And like you said, oh no, too early. So after that, Sarah gets mad. Aldous wants to wear his own shirt. Sarah gets mad. Aldous isn't wearing the shirt she bought him. And then she flashes back on how Peter was such a great boyfriend compared to Aldous. She then starts crying over a damn shirt. If I'm Aldous, no, I leave at that moment. Bitch, you crying about a shirt? What? Fuck
It's
out of
just-
here.
There's just
That
the
was the
difference
moment that I
between men and
definitely knew
women.
that relationship was over.
The shirt was like that was the end of that. Aldous instantly says Sarah bought me this. Oh no, wait. Aldous and Sarah then, after he decides to wear the shirt, runs into Peter and Rachel for dinner. Meanwhile, Peter's looking stunning with this white suit on, and Aldous like, what the fuck? I'm jealous. Aldous instantly says, hey guys, Sarah bought this shirt for me, and Peter says, I could have guessed that. Okay, from this moment to the end of the night of dinner, this is the best part of the movie, in my opinion. This is the most funny like scenes because Peter and Aldous are just going in on Kristen Bell. But Peter then invites
This is
them
the
to
phone
dinner.
thing, right?
Huh?
This is where they do the phone thing, right? Where
Yep,
they make fun of our
100%.
phone movie. Yeah.
Yep. Peter then invites them to dinner, and then they were shocked that Sarah accepts. Aldous says, wow, we're actually letting this happen. And he's not pissed that he has to eat with them. He's just embarrassed he has to wear that damn shirt. The next thing I have is the couples then have a pissing contest to see who's better at just life. Aldous and Peter then make fun of Sarah's movie about the cell phone. He calls Peter the voice of reason. Like, she shouldn't have made that. He was like, I told her not to. And he was like, you're the voice of reason, mate. And Peter's and fucking Rachel's trying to help her and just not working. Thought that was hilarious. The next thing after that is They start to vibe by making fun of her. Then they drink so much wine, and then this old man walks by with the same shirt as Aldous and is like, "Nice shirt." Aldous is like, "Fuck, man, this sucks." After that, Peter and Rachel start making fun of Aldous behind his back while he's talking about all of his astrology shit. And then Peter and Aldous disagree about sex wherever and whenever he wants. And then Aldous embarrasses Sarah Marshall by saying he has the right to fuck anyone anytime. And then he starts making fun of the shirt after he spills some wine on it. It's like, "Oh no, I think it looks better now." And she's like, "Can you just take some stuff and dab this out with all your bullshit?" And uh, Aldous embarrassed Sarah, blah blah blah, and then Sarah then gets jealous about Peter getting fed by Rachel, and then Sarah takes a shot at Rachel by saying Hawaii is a place for people escaping the real world, and then Rachel throws a shot back by saying it's such a hard life without personal shoppers, and then kisses Peter in Rachel's face. This whole moment was awesome. I loved it all.
Yeah, it was pretty toxic.
It was
It
the
was
perfect amount of
entertaining.
toxic stuff. Ian, how'd you feel about this little section?
I did like this scene. I think it was the most realistic scene in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, like if this is a situation that occurs with like a girl who's now like regretting her decision to cheat on this guy and got her new boyfriend with her, and then somehow they all sit down suddenly at dinner. I think this is exactly how this would play out. In fact, it was
Mhm.
kind of tame in my
It
opinion.
could have been
Like,
worse.
how many bottles of wine did they drink
A
during that little
lot.
montage? Like 6 or 7 at least.
Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah.
say it had to be 7.
Like, I don't
I'm
know how
behind
they're
them.
not all just sloshed under the
Except for
table.
Aldous, right? Because he was the
Yeah,
one
Aldous didn't
drinking.
Yeah,
drink
he's drinking
cranberry juice.
'cause
cranberry
he's sober.
juice.
Yep. Boy, when Sarah Marshall said, "Yeah, I couldn't live in Hawaii. It's about people escaping." I was like, "Wow, what a shot!" Like Rachel
Big
should have went in
yikes.
harder. Like Rachel just said, "Yeah, we don't have our personal shoppers or whatever, and such a hard life." And then kisses Peter. She should have stuck her tongue down his throat and made out with him. That would have got Sarah Marshall super jealous. But Rachel's gonna get back at her in a little bit. How did y'all feel about Aldous and Rachel when Aldous was like, "I can fuck anyone anytime I want"? Like, poor Sarah, man, just getting shit on.
That's the rock star mentality, man.
True.
It doesn't
True.
have anything to do with. I mean, this is how some people feel. Like, if I'm in a relationship and I go out and I have sex with someone else, it doesn't have anything to do with the relationship that we have. It's not about that. I'm not comparing you
I
to
just like
this other
sex.
girl. Yeah, I just wanted to have sex with this other girl. We had a
Well,
connection. It was cool.
Ian,
But
that
that
doesn't
shit's
fly
over
in
now.
real. That doesn't fly in real life.
Oh yeah, I mean I've been on the opposite end of that, and that shit did not fly with me. So
Yeah, I mean, I was
what are you
honestly
gonna do?
surprised that Aldous wasn't had or already didn't have like other girls, and he does mention that he wasn't like
He does, and we'll get
fucking
to
other
that in a
girls,
little bit. So
but like
the next, the
I was like,
oh, go ahead.
how when he said that he'd been with her for a year, I was like, how has he been settled down to one person
And see,
with
I
a
don't think
rocker?
they. And see, the thing is, he didn't really know her for the year. I feel like it was, "Hey, let's have sex this weekend." 2 weeks go by. "Oh, you want to have sex again?" 2 weeks go by. Like I don't think it was we're hanging out every day because Peter didn't know. So it's like
Yeah,
I think it was on and off sex, which fits Aldous, and I don't think she knew about all the other people Aldous fucked or how Aldous felt about sex, which is obvious in this scene.
or his
So
STD history.
mm-hmm. So the next thing is Aldous breaks Jonah Hill's heart by not listening to his demo. Said he threw it away. And then Rachel and Peter go back to the room and have sex. They then are making so much noise that Sarah gets jealous and wants to have a noise competition with Aldous. Rachel and Peter's love making start making love and are making fun of Sarah. Aldous is fed up with Sarah. He said he made a mistake by coming here with you and is embarrassed by, I quote, "this ghastly fake orgasm. You can't act." She then goes, "Oh, I'm Aldous Snow. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. And all your tattoos are bullshit. Everything you do is bullshit. All that fake shit was real. And says all you did was fake. Oh no, he asked, was that fake or was that real? Because I can't tell because you're not that good of an actor." And then says he's gonna dip. She then tries to take a low blow at him by says she hates his music, but he was like, "Oh, you hate my music? Boom! I fucked the housekeeper earlier today." and then turns over and goes to sleep. If I'm her, I can't sleep in that same bed with him.
No, you got to find a new room after that.
You either kick Aldous out or because if you paid for the room, kick his ass out.
Or at least go sleep in the hammock outside. Jesus.
Something, but I thought that was like, how'd y'all feel about the noise fighting scene? I thought that was hilarious.
It was embarrassing for Sarah.
Or was that childish, Ian?
Very childish.
That shit was funny, man. Fuck that.
I don't know. That's just like if I was in a room and I could hear my ex-girlfriend having sex through the walls, I wouldn't be like, yeah, let me start fucking this other chick. I'd be like, damn, my ex-girlfriend's having sex on the other side of this wall. Now I'm pissed. Like,
Well, see, and if you're pissed,
if
that's why you got to do the noise competition to make her mad.
well, if I was Peter and Rachel, and like if I heard that she was trying to do it louder than us, I would lose track of thought. I'd start laughing. I'd be like, this bitch. Like,
And that's why Rachel was like, "Can you stop and let's just have genuine sex?" Because Peter started doing too much. He was more into it than Rachel was. Rachel thought it was funny at first, but then she was like, "Cut that shit out, Peter. Let's enjoy the sex." So the next thing I have is Pete the next day is super happy, decides not to drink, and we also see Daryl really happy. Peter goes to a wedding because he's happy, and this is my: Are we sure? Are we sure Peter should have let this relationship dictate if he's happy or not? Like, that's an issue, man.
that's an
Like,
issue.
like he only knew this girl for 4 days, and now he's letting her determine his happiness.
yeah, I don't
He
know.
shouldn't have
I
jumped
mean,
back in a relationship in the first place. That's what Brian was telling him.
Yeah, the classic rebound.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't look good for Peter. And then, so the next thing I have is, Peter then sees Aldous, who's leaving Hawaii. Aldous says, "You seem ecstatic." Peter's like, "Yeah, I feel happy." He was like, "I could hear it." And then basically Aldous explains, like, "I don't know how you could do it, man. Like, she's really a lot." And he was like, Peter's like, "Well, I'll see you later, brother." And Aldous was like, "Yeah, I'm probably going to fuck my driver." So that's the end of Russell Brand for this movie. And then now Peter makes the ultimate mistake. He then goes to see Sarah like an idiot. He's so lucky that Rachel forgave him. But Sarah tells Peter she loves him, starts sucking his dick. It couldn't get hard because he doesn't love her anymore. Get hard for me from your significant other is one of the most amazing things to hear. I'm just letting you know. If a girl whispers in your ear, "Get hard for me," insert Ian, Shubert, Lynn. It's amazing.
Well, what if you're not able to get hard, and then she's saying that? That's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, that's super embarrassing. But that shows he didn't love her anymore. And I thought
Yeah.
should he have gone to see her in the first place? I think that's a big no.
I don't
I
know. I mean,
mean-
they had 5 years together, so
Yeah, he was just trying to be a nice guy.
But she cheated on you with him. Fuck that. Y'all are too nice, bro.
Well, he-
I,
he
I
didn't
know
go
I'm a
there
nice
for that to
guy.
happen.
That's some nice shit. That's
That's
some
true.
simp shit, bro. She cheated on you with this dude. Fuck her. Yeah, let him go. I'm laughing. I'm going to get with Mila Kunis, and we're going to eat dinner and laugh at this bitch.
Yeah, that's probably
it's
true.
also an option.
But he ends up messing up. Now Rachel ends up breaking up with him because he messes up, even though he didn't come fuck her. He just got the tip sucked. But I get where Rachel's coming from. Is she right or is she wrong? They weren't dating. They were in like an open relationship type situation. Should Rachel have been mad?
Well,
I honestly feel like if he would have like really laid out the story, I think she could have gotten over that.
I mean, he
yeah,
kinda
I don't think he
did.
did a great job of explaining it. I mean, he didn't want to go into the gory details, but like you were
But
saying,
it also
just a
is
second
bad
ago-
because like he was trying. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's
And that's
true.
why I think it's bad that because he lets these women determine his happiness.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like,
I
that's
mean,
bad.
I don't think Rachel should have been as upset because
I don't think so either.
he had been in a relationship with this girl for 5
Yeah.
years.
Like, he
and
only
they had
knew
known
you
each
for 4
other
days.
like 3 or 4 days at that point. So
Rachel's
I mean, I
clowning
could
for that.
understand her being like, yeah, clearly you got some shit to work out with this Sarah chick. Like, you should probably go figure that out.
But he
But I don't know if I'd have been like
mad.
upset.
Would you have kicked him out the hotel? Would you have kicked her out the hotel if you're Rachel? If you're Rachel, would you kick? If you're in that situation, would you kick the girl out the hotel, Peter, or I guess Patricia in your situation?
probably not.
Probably so.
Ooh, Ian would have kicked Patricia out. She would say probably not.
Not like kicked her
But I
out
mean, like, it's
necessarily,
different.
but just been like, yeah, we probably shouldn't hang around each other for a
It would
while.
be different
You
for
know
a
what I'm
girl
saying?
because then like it would be like, what did she like
She was
accept
the
the
dick
tip for
sucker.
a second and then push it out or whatever?
Or
Like,
no, no, no.
because
If
like,
it's the flip, then I'll say that like she
or
got her
like she
clitoris
like,
licked for like 2 seconds.
this is different. It's just different because like I guess like I can as a guy
Don't
we can
say
see it. I wish
clitoris
I
when
could
I have a
just like
mouthful of beer.
You almost spit.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you
shit
don't
almost came out my
swallow.
nose. I know I'm not a real
it's just
woman
like
yet.
it's just different between guys and girls because like a girl in that situation like there's just like they can be like, yeah, I just like didn't get in happening, or like in that Peter situation, like just like second class of dick, which is like
What I
That
mean, what would the equivalent be like? Fingering, maybe?
I guess that's why I said licking just the clit for like 2 seconds, like a little, and then that's it.
Can we blur that out for the
No,
YouTube?
no, everything's good. This episode's one of the best, man. We're giving it to him
this is an
raunchy because this
unrated
movie
cut.
is raunchy. Yeah, man, this movie's raunchy. So, all right. So the next thing after that I have is, so Rachel gets upset at Peter. Peter then does what he should have done originally. Oh no, 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 no. Peter then goes and gets the photo for Rachel, and then leaves Hawaii, gets his ass beat up. Would you have done that, Ian or Shubert? Would y'all have gone and got the photo for her?
See, I don't know if I would have been that smart. Like, I don't know if that would have even crossed my mind. I watched that scene and I was like, wow, that was genius. Like,
Yeah,
that was the
I mean,
only thing he could have done in this situation
You'd
to
have just
even come
left.
close to redeeming himself. Yeah, I'd have been like, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to get on the plane. We'll try and find a nice receptionist somewhere else at a different hotel.
Schubert, would you have gotten the picture?
I don't know. I can't say because like I really don't know. It would depend on how I felt about that person for real, and if I remembered. Because like
True.
if I would, if obviously if I would have remembered, maybe I would have gone because like obviously I care about it that
He
much.
got his ass
But like,
beat though.
I
Like
don't
I don't
know,
know if
man.
I'm getting my ass beat. If that dude would have punched me
Yeah,
one time, I'd have
exactly.
let him. I'd let him. Oh, you want this picture? Cool, nigga. Yeah. Or his dumb ass should have just did it incognito, went pee, and then, like, why would he have taken the picture when he's there? Like, I just don't know how that works. Like, it seemed like a weird situation. Like, right when he walked in, I would have been like, he wouldn't have saw me take that picture. It would have been taken
Yeah.
already. So I don't know. But the next scene I have is after that. Peter does what he should have done originally, which is work on himself. Stop, work on himself, finish his musical, start working out, get his life in order. Rachel then talks to Dee about Peter, and Dee convinces her to forgive him. He goes, dude got blue balls from his ex-girlfriend. Y'all weren't together, and she just sucked the tip. That man's a godsend. You need to forgive him. Shout out to D, man. Doing God's work, because he's absolutely right. We then see Peter's musical. Rachel and Peter talk after the musical. She asked why he didn't call, and he said because he wanted to listen to her. And then he was like, why don't we go out later this week? They both leave kind of sad, but she comes back because she realized that this is her opportunity. She walks on him again naked, mirroring the beginning. She says she missed him. They bang. And then the movie ends with Sarah in a show where she reads minds called Animal Instincts with Jason Bateman.
The stupid NBC knockoff bits are just like the Billy Baldwin bit. I was like, okay, I know it's supposed to be bad on purpose, but it was just like painful to watch.
I love the Billy Baldwin shit, and I love the Jason Bateman shit. But that's the end of the movie. Let's get to best scene. Best scene in the movie. What you got?
Honestly, I
Well, I
think the
guess the
first
best
scene in the movie is the best.
The Entertainment Weekly.
Oh no, I mean the breakup scene.
Oh, with his dick out, the naked scene.
I thought that was the funniest part of the movie, just because simply of the juxtaposition of like, you know, I'm naked and my dick is out, and you know, normally that's a happy time if a girl's in the room and your dick's out, but
This is a sad time
in
for
this
him.
case, it was like one of the worst times. So
Okay, Schubert, what you got? Best scene.
The dinner between the four of them.
Yeah, that's what I got. The dinner between the four of them. Thought that was the best scene.
that was a close second for me.
All the shirt shit, all the back and forth pettiness. Loved it. Best scene for me. Okay, best Out the Snow song. What you got? Is it Inside of You or is it Do Something?
Inside of
It's
you.
inside
Is
of you.
Inside of You better than uh I've gone to be better? The Dracula musical.
Better
Yes.
in what sense? Are we talking
Yeah.
about an actual quality of music?
Yes, 100%.
Because if that's the case, no. But is it a more entertaining and more memorable song? Yes, absolutely.
What, Inside of You or the
I
Dracula one?
think that inside of you is a lyrical genius. So
Yeah, I think Inside of You's like the most memorable and the better music song too.
See, I thought Inside of You was just the perfect representation of Aldis's character.
Mm.
Like, it's just dumb. Like, not a lot of thought went into the lyrics,
But it
obviously.
did. A lot of thought
He's
did
just
it
making
though.
puns
did.
about being inside this chick. Like, any
It
horny
makes so
high
much
schooler could have
sense.
written this song.
I don't know, Ian. I don't think I
At
could have
least the
written that in high
Dracula
school.
bit was like, he had a theme going. He was
Oh, you
doing his
tripping?
It was too
musical.
inside baseball.
Yeah, the Dracula shit could have been. If you're a fan of Sesame Street, you could have written the Dracula shit.
I don't know about that. There's a
That's
lot
what
of
You gotta
dumb people
know.
that watch Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think a 2-year-old could have wrote it.
the
Yeah, I
next
don't think the
one.
basis of genius is simply owning a television with cable channels.
The next thing I got is the final Are We Sure's. So let's get into it. Are we sure Mila Kun are we sure a girl of Mila Kunis's caliber and Sarah Marshall's caliber would have gotten with Peter Bretter, aka Jason Segel? No
Are you
fucking way on God's green earth.
are you suggesting that they're of the same caliber?
I'm suggesting that they are too hot for Jason
That's a
Segel.
good point.
I do not think they're
No,
of the same
Linda,
caliber.
I think it's actually kind of believable.
You think it's believable that Jason Segel would give Mila Kunis?
Get
And
on your Facebook right now and look at some of the hottest girls you've ever met in your life, and look at the
oh
trash
yeah,
pieces that they've married to.
That
but
is an
usually,
excellent
but
point.
but okay, but my counter to that is usually they're doing it for money. Jason Segel doesn't have money.
They're not always
That's
doing it for
true.
money. They're just doing it because they're not always doing it for money. I mean, like
Mm,
I've sometimes hot girls get with guys that aren't as hot because it is safe. That's
because
true.
they know they won't cheat. Yeah, and they know they can control the relationship because they're hot. Fair enough. Fair enough. That is a good point. Ian, do you think Jason Segel would have got with these women in real life? Do you think Mila Kunis and a woman of Mila Kunis in the other girl's caliber would have gotten with him?
I don't know. I've
Kristen
outkicked
Bell?
my coverage a couple of times, so I can't.
Same.
Anything's possible, man.
That's
Does
fair.
he end up marrying Mila Kunis, or having a long-term relationship with her? Probably not.
That's what I want to know. No, I think it's just a fling. But Schubert does make a great point. There's a bunch of hot women with a lot of ugly fucking dudes because it's safe. That's a
Or
great
at
point.
least just like they're
Or
not on the
the
same playing
personality is
field.
good, or
Or they think they're funny. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's get to it. Loser of the movie. Who lost the movie? To me, it's gotta be Sarah Marshall. Gotta be.
Yeah, she realized she fucked up. The relationship that she had with Peter wasn't perfect,
But it wasn't
but
bad.
yeah, it wasn't anything that they couldn't have worked through together. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she talked about, like, oh, I talked with my mom and like I got a therapist and shit, but it didn't seem like they ever really sat down and had a conversation about it. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that shit that he was doing, like, you can fix being messy, and you can, like, I don't know if he was like depressed or something, but
You can
like,
start working out and and like fix your life. Like
yeah,
everything she was
exactly.
upset about was things he could have solved. So yeah.
And it's things that a lot of people go through in relationships. Like, you're in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship with someone for more than 6 months, and then you eventually end up hitting the real life stuff together. Like,
And it's about
my
can you get
career's
over
not
that?
where I thought it was, or like, I'm not as, in shape as I once was, or whatever the case may be.
It's
That
about how you
doesn't
get
like
over
give you a
that. Yeah.
pass to just like banging rock stars for a year.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I wasn't buying the whole like, oh, I did all I could do, and then I decided to go get some rock star dick. It's like, no, bitch. Like, either be in the relationship and try and work through that
Or
shit,
don't.
or yeah, break up with him and then go start getting rock star dick.
Facts.
Like,
yeah,
So Ian has Sarah Marshall. I have Sarah Marshall. Schubert. Who you got?
Sarah Marshall. I can't think of
Nice.
anyone else who had
Nice.
it worse.
Okay, let's get to the most controversial category that we always do. Six man of the movie.
Well, who we say
Oh
won?
God.
Oh, are we doing winner first? All right, we can do winner first. To me, the winner, I have three choices: Peter, Rachel, Aldous. Peter, because Peter fixes his life, fixes himself, makes his musical that was his dream forever. Also ends up getting the girl that he should have been with at the end. Rachel, she ends up meeting a guy that really cares about her and really good. She ends up going back to school. Aldous breaks up with Sarah Marshall, goes on tour, get him to the Greek,
Bangs his driver.
bangs his driver. So those are
I
the
got
three
I got a
winners.
different person.
Who you got?
I got Daryl.
I knew that was what you were gonna say.
I like that answer. I do. I do like Daryl winning. He learned how to have sex and is now having a good life with his wife. I like that, Shubert. That's a good winner.
He's a winner.
Okay.
He found
got
Christ
the best of both.
between
He
two
got the
legs.
best of both worlds. He got good advice from Peter, good advice from Aldous.
Mm-hmm. And made
Never
the
got
best of
yeah.
it.
That was a hell of a Hawaii trip for Daryl.
Yep.
Exactly.
Ian, who you got winning? Shubert has Daryl. Who you got, Ian?
I'd probably say Peter. You know, he was the most fucked up at the beginning of the movie, and he
Mhm.
came away, you know, like having accomplished the most at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you say, he kind of turned his
He turned his life around.
he got his shit together at least.
Yep.
Um,
Even
So,
though
yeah.
Peter did all of that, and I do agree with Ian, I'm going with Aldous Snow, man. Just to be different. I don't want to be the same with Ian. I'm going with Aldous Snow. Aldous Snow got the sequel.
You
Get
went
him
with
to
a
the Greek.
character?
I'm going with the character. Aldous
yeah, no
Snow.
real life winner for once.
Well, the real life winner is Russell Brand. So, because Russell Brand's career ends up getting Get Him to the Greek. This movie blows him up, and he becomes an American comedic actor. Or if it's not Russell Brand, then the winner is Mila Kunis because she also gets a bunch of shit after this and is no longer just that 70s show actress. She's now this comedic staple of the 2000s. But if I'm going in the movie, I'm going Aldous Snow. Aldous Snow. He leaves Sarah Marshall, who was not good for him, and he gets the Get Him to the Greek movie, which is next. So that's what I'm rocking.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
if
Is
I
there
was going to do a
nothing we
real
can
life
agree
one,
on,
I would
Lynden?
definitely go with Mila Kunis.
Ian, there's so much we could agree on, my man. I just want to be different because that's our
We
theme
just
for the
choose
show.
not to.
Yeah, that's our theme for the show.
All right,
So,
six man.
but six man, what you got? I'll start with you, Ian.
Well, who's our starters?
The starters to me: Sarah Marshall,
Rachel.
Peter, Rachel, Aldous Snow,
Aldous.
and then
You go a lot of ways with this one.
Bill Hader.
don't do it. No, Shubert, he's not in the movie enough. Bill Hader's not a starter. The starter's Hawaii.
Oh my, get the
Starters.
fuck out of here. That was the most bullshit Sesame Street answer you could come up with right there. The fucking Hawaii is the fifth man.
I guess it's Bill Hader.
Hawaii's
but I want,
not blocking any shots. There's no rim protection from Hawaii.
I guess Bill Hader can be the sixth man. He's in the movie from the beginning to the end, so sure.
Eh,
He is.
it's definitely not Paul Rudd, I'll tell you that much.
No, Paul Rudd's not the other starter. Jonah Hill's not the other starter. So yeah, it's Bill Hader.
Is the
See, I
starter or
wish-
the six man?
Is the starter. Bill Hader's the final starter.
I wish we would have had that character.
Actually, Jonah Hill, I could argue is the fifth starter.
But Bill Hader's in the movie from the beginning to the end, whereas Jonah Hill's not in it for that long of a time. Like Bill Hader's in the Muppet Show. He takes Peter to the bar. He talks to him on FaceTime throughout the entire movie. Bill Hader has to be the only other starter because he has more screen time than everybody else. Not named the four.
Bill Hader or Jonah Hill that is not the six man.
Okay, I'm down with that because I was gonna say Bill Hader, if he wasn't a starter, was the sixth man. So y'all are saying Jonah Hill's y'all sixth man? Ian, Shubert?
Shubert, you're not going to go with your boy Daryl as the sixth man?
No, he won.
See, that's where I was gonna go. I think my sixth man's between Daryl and Paul Rudd.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
It's true. Kiwi was great. Kunu was great, man.
Oh, that was a bullshit role. I could have done without that. If I'm listening to this movie as an album, I'm skipping that track.
Not the Hawaiian guy who stuck up for Peter.
Who kills the pig?
The
Fuck
bartender.
no. Fuck no, no. My sixth man is Daryl for sure.
I'd say if Bill Hader is the fifth man, which I would agree that he is, then I'd go.
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, yeah, probably Jonah Hill.
Okay,
I mean, his role was made to feel like
a
a
six
side
man.
character.
Yeah, it was.
You know, he's constantly getting
But,
shot down
but
by.
same with Jack McBriar as Daryl. That's why I'm going with him.
Yeah,
And
That's
Daryl
true,
has
but
some of the funnier moments, more funnier moments than Jonah Hill.
that's fair. I'm okay with
Yeah.
both.
Okay,
Either
so
one.
Ian has Jonah Hill. Schubert, you have Jonah Hill.
yeah.
And I got Daryl. All right, and those are the categories. We did all the Are We Sures. We did the extras. Who do you think won the battle between Kristen Bell and Mila Kunis? Real quick, Schubert, of the 2000s. Who's
What
the best?
in like in general, just like
Mm-hmm.
outside of this movie,
Yep,
Mila Kunis.
I agree. I agree. Mila
I mean,
Kunis has more temple franchises, and Kristen Bell's a
she
TV
was in an
actress.
Oscar. She was in a film that was nominated for an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Bad Moms is a great
so,
franchise.
but Kristen Bell's in that franchise, but it is Mila
Is
Kunis'
is
franchise.
Mila Kunis' franchise exactly? So, all right, dope.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all we got for Run It Back. We will be back, like I said, in a week and a half. What y'all feeling? Ian, Rush Hour Friday. What we doing? Are we getting back serious lane? We can jump back into serious lane if y'all want.
See, I've seen Friday, so I'd be okay with watching Friday again.
Okay.
But I have not seen any of the Rush Hour movies, so I'd be okay with
Ooh.
starting that.
Okay.
Although
Okay.
from Schubert's face every time we've mentioned Rush Hour 1, it's not leaving me very excited to go
It's
watch
not a
it.
bad movie. Schubert's a hater. Schubert, you don't like Rush Hour.
It's no Rush Hour is fine. It's just like not like
If we were to
mind
do one,
blowing.
Rush Hour 2 would be the one.
Hour two.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna do one, it'd be Rush Hour 2. So that's the thing. It doesn't matter either if we
Wow.
do Rush Hour 2 over Rush Hour 1, because you don't get anything different. I can tell you, Ian, they're two cops and they solve a murder mystery in both movies. So that's all
All
you
right,
need to know.
review over. You got a 2-for-1 here today on Run It Back.
But we'll either pick one. We'll either do one for us where we'll do one of our favorite directors' movie, or we'll put out a poll. Because I don't know if I want to do a comedy again. It's time for us to get back to some serious movies. Maybe a Tarantino, maybe a Nolan, or we'll ask Ian's favorite director.
Didn't we just do Training Day like 2 movies ago?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we did a
Yeah.
Lynden movie, so we're gonna do an Ian movie next.
All right. We're watching Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Are you dead ass?
That is my favorite movie of all time.
We're not doing that till Christmas, Ian. It's not time.
If we're talking about nostalgia glasses, that is my nostalgia glasses movie.
Boo. Ian's not picking until Christmas then.
We could do Robots, the animated movie.
Oh, he's definitely not picking. Jesus Christ.
I just wanted to see what you'd say to that.
You want to talk about my nostalgia glasses
Me?
with forgetting Sarah Marshall? Robots is fucking ass.
Oh, I didn't even like that movie very much. I just knew you would hate it.
Oh, okay. Okay. But we're gonna let y'all know our next movie. Ian, tell the people where they can follow you out on social media.
You can find me on Twitter at IanBWT. You can find me on Instagram at IanHawley12, just like it says there on the bottom of my screen right now, with a 12 at the end. Yeah, I got links to my music on both of those places. I'm very close to finalizing a track list for a new project.
Let's go.
I'm also thinking about putting out a series of cover albums, potentially being called Under the Covers. But
Nice. That's hard.
but
You
we'll
should definitely
see
do
how
that
it
before
goes.
someone takes that idea.
yeah, you heard it here first. So I'm filing the patent work tomorrow.
Y'all make sure y'all go follow Ian and check out his music. Schubert, tell the people they can follow you at on social media.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ashubert14, or if you are on Letterboxd, you can go to AdamBWT. We got a new Bros Who Binge coming out this week.
By the time you guys hear this,
and
it'll be out.
Yeah, we did a ton of TV review in that episode. So
Make sure y'all come check that out. So, and if you want our Shang-Chi review, check out episode the one before the most recent one, right? Or no, 2 episodes ago. 2 episodes ago,
Yeah.
if you want Shang-Chi, check that out.
and
You can
if an episode ago, if you want to Kate.
Kate, yeah,
It was the
the
Netflix
super
movie.
spy
Okay.
thriller movie. Y'all make sure to check that out. But you can follow me at LynnBWT. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Be sure to check out, like Shubert said, the most recent episode of Bros Who Binge. Be sure to check out the most recent episode of the Bros Who Think podcast. New anime talk episode dropping next week. And be on the lookout for the poll for the next Run It Back. But until then, for Shubert, for Ian, my name is Lynden. We'll talk to you soon. Until then, peace.